Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Max's Diaries. Okay, so I've heard that season 3 is not going to be coming out till May 15th. They did say that they might push it back though, and it might be a regular thing that they're going to be pushing it back. They said they're going to try to update every 6 to 8 weeks. So hopefully it's on schedule. If not, then that's fine. I mean, as long as the game works, right? Alright, next. Alright, we are on page 22. So Chloe and I ended up at the lighthouse watching the sunset. Chloe was mellow and told me more about David and his uber paranoia at school and home. It all made sense. But I wanted to know why Chloe was in that bathroom with Nathan Prescott. She told me he deals drugs and she wanted to blackmail him to pay off some big loan. It's so strange where our lives have gone since the last time we hung out when we were 13. Then I had another nightmare, or duskmare. I was right back at the lighthouse in a storm, except this time I was following a ghostly deer until I got to the edge of the cliff. I could see the tornado destroying everything in its path, and again I could feel the cold sting of the rain. The lighthouse was crumbling, and I felt so helpless watching the tornado move towards the town. Then Chloe snapped me out of the dream, and I told her what I saw. And as if to make the day end on another unusual note, snow started falling from the sky, and the warm sunset. It felt so weird, ominous, and beautiful all at once, especially standing there with my best friend. And on that positive thought, I have officially earned a great night's sleep. Yes, you have, Max. October 8th. I woke up this morning a different person, even if nobody knows yet. After yesterday's intense revelations with my rewind power and saving Chloe's life, among the other cray-cray, as Victoria might say, events at Blackwell, I have to assume everything is different now, and I thought exposing my photos to the world was going to be hard. After Chloe dropped me back off at my dorm yesterday, I tried to find out more about the freak snowfall that happened when we were at the lighthouse. But the local meteorologists are stumped so far. I felt so jacked up that I pulled an all-nighter on time and physics research. That could be why her eyes were so red, too. I didn't think about that. Not being warned, I end up knowing less about my situation than when I started. I don't really think that my tornado vision and the snowfall are connected, but at this point I have no fucking clue what to believe. I'm just so glad Chloe and I are a team again. That has to be destiny. Aw, look at the cute little picture. Now I have to hit the showers and get ready to meet Chloe for breakfast. Lord knows I need it. I ran into Kate in the showers, and she asked for the October Country back. I love that book and definitely need to get my own copy. Of course, when I was in the shower, Victoria and Taylor barged in and totally started ragging on poor Kate about the video. Just to be complete assholes, they wrote the link on the mirror. I truly don't understand how they get off on acting like that. Victoria has everything. What does she gain by being a bully to Kate Marsh? We're supposed to be adults here, but I swear it's like Battle Royale with just without the dystopia and exploding heads. Only Victoria could make me feel dirty in a shower. I bet there's more to Victoria than what Max sees, and that's why they keep retelling us that Victoria has everything. What does she gain? And I bet we're going to find out in the next few episodes, especially since Kate kind of committed suicide. The plot thickens and I can't get out. After listening to Victoria and Taylor rag on Kate about the video, I came back to my room to find this creepy photo montage. Only Nathan would be this disturbed. The thought that Nathan was in here actually setting up this weird gallery is way fucked up. I better start being more careful around here. I almost want a surveillance system now. As if things weren't dramatic enough, I got a creepy text from a private number. Nathan, Victoria, no clue. I really have to start watching my back. I still had to give Kate's book back, so I went to her room. I knew she wasn't doing good, but I didn't know how bad it was how bad until I went in. All the lights were off, blinds closed like some emo goth den, and Kate is the opposite of emo and goth. She was just crying in the dark, and it was so sad to see her like this. More sad than is that I wished I could take a picture of her framed in her expressionist misery. Wow, Max, that's dark. Kate admitted that she thinks something more happened to her than just a video. Plus, she told me that Nathan Prescott gave her a ride from the party to the ER, and she thinks he did something to her, but she doesn't remember what. It's hard not to believe Kate, considering what kind of person she is, and what kind of person Nathan is. I've seen for myself exactly what the fucker's capable of. Of course, Of course, Kate asked if she should go to the police or the principal. I felt like an absolute shit, but I told Kate she shouldn't go to anybody until she has more proof she was drugged. That video doesn't help her case at all, and this could all backfire big time. She's going up against the whole Prescott empire, not just one white boy on dope. She wasn't too thrilled by my answer. I don't think she trusts me to be to be the one investigating all this. How can I blame her? I sometimes wonder what I'm actually doing, besides getting myself in more trouble. Kate even booted me out of her room. Hello, everyday hero. I ran into Warren, or rather, Warren was waiting to run into me. Naturally, he wanted to know what the hell happened in the parking lot with the Chloe and Nathan show. Once again, I felt like a dick because I should have gotten a hold of Warren to see if he was okay after we just left him in the lot. I do owe Warren. I only told him a little about what was going on with Nathan. The less he knows, the better for him. I would love to at least tell him about my ability to fucking reverse time and space, but ironically, I don't think it's the right time or space. Besides, he would want to marry me immediately just so that he could have his own human time machine, or capture me for specific scientific experiments, or make me go to the drive-in with him. Oh wait, I did say I would go to the drive-in with him. Hope he doesn't make a lame move on me. Not that he would egomatically. Warren and I do have a lot in common, and he's like a super cool geek brother. Anyway, I definitely need a movie escape. Oh, Max, you and Warren would make a good couple. Before catching the bus out to meet Chloe, I saw Nathan talking to David, which made me nervous. Otherwise, I had a nice soundtracked ride to the Two Whales Diner. Talk about going back in time. I haven't seen this diner in 5 years, but it looks exactly the same. Although now there are way less fishermen and way more dumped food carts than when we were kids. Chloe and I had the best backdrop to play pirate, old ships and big ocean. Chloe was late, duh, so I was happy to be distracted by seeing Joyce again. The diner is like a museum piece, except for the customers. Better still, the food hasn't changed at all. Joyce seemed really glad to see me again, and she didn't give me a guilt trip for not staying in touch. After William died, she wanted to move forward with a new life and husband. Chloe doesn't want to accept that. Joyce naturally gave me shit for corrupting Chloe with my devil weed, though I'm not sure she even believed it was mine. What could I say? I can see she actually loves David, even if I don't see how. The breakfast was so worth the grief, though. Yeah, I don't know about David. I think there's more to him, too. I wonder what all those files were for. So much drama, I haven't even finished my breakfast. Finally, Chloe showed up, more bubbly than I would have thought after almost getting killed in the bathroom yesterday. It makes me happy to see her smile. But that smile meant trouble, since all she really wanted was for me to show off my rewind power. So I did, and I have to admit, I felt like a total boss. Except I did start feeling weak and woozy the more I rewound. I even got a nosebleed, which kind of freaked me out. Chloe always wants more, so she demanded we go to her top secret lair. She still had to get pissed off at me because I dared to answer Kate's call. I'm not a fan of Chloe's petulant side. I think that's how you say that, petulant. She tried to make me feel like an ass, but screwed that. Kate was so happy I answered. I actually felt worse for her. Chloe has to know I can have two friends at once. I mean, Chloe does, technically. Just when I thought shit couldn't get crazier, Chloe took me to her secret lair, the city dump. Perfect for Halloween, like where the vehicle and appliance ghost of Arcadia Bay come to rot and rust. Urban dystopia porn. But instead of taking cool photos, Chloe had me do some silly, kind of fun gun tricks. Are you kidding me? She had us look for freaking bottles forever. Until the guy Chloe owes money to showed up. Some skeevy guy called Frank. He demanded Chloe pay him back, or else. I was shocked that he wasn't the loan shark I had expected, but I could literally feel his bad vibe. I still can't see how my best friend ended up involved with a loser like Frank. And I almost shot him. He pulled a knife on us, and I felt like another one of my dreams. I don't even remember aiming the gun at him, but my finger just tapped against the trigger. Thank God there were no bullets left. I could have used my rewind, but the way my head was throbbing, who knows? I can't assume my power will always be available. I don't know anything about how this works or how long, so I can't take anything for granted. I just know I'm never holding another gun. After all that drama-rama volume a lot. Chloe and I ended up taking a walk along the tracks deep in the woods. We both needed to hear nothing but the sound of nature and wildlife. I was shaking inside from the encounter with Frank, and though Chloe fronts tough, I could tell she was shaken too. She told me everything about Frank, which explains why she was trying to blackmail Nathan. It shocks me that the girl I grew up with was watching SpongeBob ended up in such a scary orbit. Still, I felt safer with her at my side, and I was glad we had a moment of peace. So it probably wasn't the best idea to lay down on the tracks and wax about my life, etc., as Chloe's legs got caught in the rail just as the goddamn train showed up. Of course, I was off trying to take a photo for my portfolio, and then I had another quick flash of my tornado vision. I could see it, almost feel it, tearing the sky apart. My head felt like it was exploding, like in that 80s film Scanners. Just as fast as the vision came in, it disappeared. I may be in denial about what this apocalyptic image means, or doesn't. Then I heard Chloe screaming for help, and I was shitting kittens. Her foot was stuck in the damn rail, and naturally the train was coming around the mountain. That's a pretty good picture, Max. I was proud of myself for coming up with a drastic, if not destructive, solution to saving Chloe once again, but just in case this journal ever falls into the wrong hands, it's going to remain our BFF secret, so there. Our morning adventure over, Chloe dropped me back off at the campus. She was sweet and said that this had been the best week of her life, despite everything. That made me feel so awesome. Chloe really sees us like we're taking over the world. But what if I hadn't been able to use my rewind power to get her off the tracks? Chloe might have to lower her expectations, and so will I. Speaking of expectations, David Madsen stopped to talk to me without being a total prick. I thought he was going to bust me for taking the heat for Chloe's weed, but we just talked a little, and for the first time I kind of felt sorry for David. He is a veteran. I know he probably saw awful things in combat. He said he doesn't want to fight with Chloe or me, but all the shit he's pulled and treating Kate like she's a suspect just makes it hard to get along, but I promise to try for world peace. Something odd happened, as everything happening is bizarro, but I saw Kate having an intense conversation with Mr. Jefferson, and she ended up practically running away from him in tears. I wish I could have casually asked, "Oh, by the way, what's up with Kate?" like he would tell me anyway. I know Kate treats Jefferson like he's an apostle or something. So what did he say to make her so upset? Just when I was feeling good about Kate and me, I walked into Jefferson's class and see Nathan and Victoria actually sitting at my desk. Unreal. Asshole bookends. Kate Marsh killed herself. My hands are still trembling, but I have to write this down while I can. Right at the start of Jefferson's class, Kate went to the roof of the girls' dorm to jump. Every student and teacher was watching her, like it was a Blackwell rooftop concert. I saw her actually jump, but I was just about able to use my rewind to get her back on the roof. I tried harder than I ever did, and somehow I stopped time completely. I made it to the roof, but again, my head felt like I was going to blow up. I knew that I couldn't just keep rewinding to save Kate. I had to try and talk her down on my own. I failed. She was already in so much pain over the video and all the bullying, so she wasn't going to buy everything I tried to tell her. You see movies with people trying to talk someone out of suicide, but it's very different when I'm the one doing the talking. Because she didn't believe me, or maybe she just didn't want to. I tried. Kate still died. Oh, that's so sad, Max. We did try really hard. It was like that cliche about everything moving in slow motion, except in my case, it was real time, not rewind time. I could see Kate's face right as she jumped, and I'll never forget the look in her eyes, like she didn't want to, but she had no choice. It was a look of total defeat and despair. Then I could see her body flailing in space, like she became aware of what she was doing and got more scared. Jesus, I can't believe I'm writing these words. After she jumped, it was so weird that I was alone on the roof. Kate was there, then gone. I could hear the crowd screaming below, and there was no way I was going to look at her body on the ground. I felt so numb, I just casually turned and went back downstairs. My head was pounding, and my body was exhausted from the rewind. I felt exactly what a zombie must feel, dead inside. When I stepped out of the dorm, I saw Kate splayed on the ground. She was surrounded by paramedics while the police kept the students back. I hope they all got a good look at their victim. They wanted to watch her on a viral video when she was alive, and now they wanted to gawk at her in death. Not that I did anything to help her stay alive. We did try, Max. Don't say that. All my amazing new superpowers are worthless. I'm nobody's hero. Aw, poor Max. It's not enough that Kate is dead and I'm numb inside. I had to get the Blackwell third degree from Principal Wells. It was bizarre to be the one in his tacky office with Nathan Prescott, David Madsen, and Mr. Jefferson calmly talking about why Kate jumped off the roof. Part of me wanted to smash Nathan's smug face against the desk, knowing he had something to do with Kate's suicide. I thought about doing it, then flipping a quick rewind, but I knew that would be the start of a bad, dangerous habit. Fortunately, Principal Wells amazingly did the right thing and booted Nathan for a few days after I told him what happened in the bathroom. He must have more shit on Nathan because otherwise I doubt this would happen to a Prescott. That's some small justice for Kate. There'll be more if it's the last thing I do, which it could be if I'm not careful. Oh, okay. Alright, that is the journal. So, are all the stars like all updates? Because I don't think I'm going to read all these updates. Okay, let's go to the pictures. Alright, we got the rabbit. Oh, we missed the donut and the sun and the bone and man, we missed a lot. But we got quite a few. Alright. Text messages. I don't see any new ones. Yeah, there's no new ones. Oh, you actually flip. Okay. Okay. Talking to Joyce Price after 5 years was almost as intense as seeing Chloe again, especially right back in the old day. Two Wales diner, that clanking of silverware and the smell of sizzling bacon rewound me back to being a kid, hanging out there with my parents for breakfast. I remember her always smiling at Chloe, even in mischief. Doubt she smiles at her hijinks now, but they still banter like mother and daughter. I moved to Seattle so soon after William died that I never saw how it affected Joyce. I'm glad she's not pissed at me for being selfish and never looking back. I still remember the last time Chloe and I saw him alive. I wonder how often Joyce relives that day. That's the worst kind of rewind, one you can't control. But if I could go back to that moment, what would I do? I can only imagine how Joyce ended up with David Madsen. Talk about opposites. You can tell she loves him, disturbing as that sounds. Maybe he just wanted a more structural life for herself. Obviously, it didn't work out the way with Chloe. I hope they both treat her right. Joyce deserves the best. And then Frank. I'll never forget Frank, if only because he's the first and last person I will ever aim a gun at. How did Chloe end up in the sketchy drug dealer's orbit? The weird thing is that when I first saw him threatening Chloe in the junkyard, I was more shocked at how uncreepy he looked. I expect some try-hard gangster, but he looked more like a dumpster diving troll, which I guess he kinda is since we were on his turf testing out my wine skills for Chloe's amusement. Though he didn't look like a serial killer, his vibe, aura, energy, whatever, was bad. I could literally feel the air. I could literally feel the air, guys. I could literally feel the hair on my arms prickling. He wanted the money Chloe owed him, so it didn't make much sense he would hurt her, but I wasn't going to take the chance. So yes, I actually threatened him with David's gun. Ridiculous. Fortunately, none of us ended up in the Reservoir Dogs, and I saw that maybe Frank isn't as scary as I thought. But I don't want Chloe near him ever again, since he was wearing one of Rachel Amber's bracelets for what the F reason. I doubt Chloe will be partying with him anymore, but he's at the top of our suspect list for now. Alright guys, that will be the end of, just kidding. That would be the end of episode 2's journal and stuff like that. If you like this, press that like button. If you want to watch more of my videos, press that subscribe button. And like I said before, episode 3 comes out on May 15th, I think is the current expectation date. We'll see how that goes because this was pushed back for a while. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.